If you walked in on me having sex, what would you do?
Clap.
Yeah, great. That's exactly what I thought you were going to say, and that's another reason why that will never happen. Welcome to Sex Talk with my mom. I'm Cam Poter.
And I'm KarenLee Poter.
That's my mother.
And that's my son.
We chat about sex on a weekly basis, and all the things you typically don't talk about with a parent.
We like to make the most uncomfortable conversations comfortable.
So strap in,
Strap on,
and enjoy the ride. Welcome to Sex Talk with my mom. I'm Cam Poter.
And I'm KarenLee Poter, his mother.
We just got back from Mexico. It was a wonderful trip.
We had a really good time. We went to Puerto Vallarta. I was amazed at your competency with Spanish.
Thank you.
Because I would be lost over there. Usually there's some resemblance of English in the languages that
There's not a resemblance of English right now.
I think I still have COVID brain. Anyway, usually when I travel, people know a little bit of English. I felt that this place, there was very few English-speaking people.
Everyone spoke
many
English.
times.
Literally everyone spoke English.
Well, what happens is that you delve in there as a Spanish guy, and then they only speak Spanish, and I don't know what the hell's going on.
Well, this is what happens when you are a little bilingual mother.
Yeah, you were a little show-offy.
A little show-offy.
Did you feel good about it, though?
No, I didn't. I'll tell you one moment I didn't feel good.
What?
Well, here's what happened. We were staying at this resort type place, and they have entertainment there at night, right?
Right.
And one of the nights, there was a beautiful musician that was performing. You were very anti at first.
Well, at first I thought she was trying to be a wannabe Alanis Morissette.
And then you realize...
No, she's really good.
She's actually Alanis Morissette.
Was she?
No.
Your brother, who's in the music industry, he told me she's really good. And then I looked over at your sister, and she's got, she's vocal trained, and she's really good. So then I decided she is really good.
Yeah.
And then I became a groupie of hers.
At this point, everyone was falling in love with her, including myself. This is my type to the max.
Is this like a Kristen Walker thing where you just fell for this person on a cruise and you're never going to see her again?
Maybe. I thought, and then you start talking to her right after the concert. I'm like, oh my God, is mother being a wing mom right now?
No, I was being a fan. I was going into groupie mode.
I'm starting to think, my mom, is she trying to set me up right now? Is this
not.
the loving, kind mother that I have right now?
Wait, now it's loving kind, because usually if I try to get involved, you're like, "What? I don't need your help, mother." And
so she goes up to her, and my mother starts talking to this girl. I'm like, okay, we got an in. This is great. You're exchanging information. You're bringing her over to talk to us. She starts coming over, and she turns to you, and she goes, oh, this is the son that's involved with music?
Well, I had said to her, my son is in the music industry, and he would like to talk to you.
And so she looks at me. I'm dressed up I look like fucking John Lennon.
And
she's
I go,
assuming that I'm
not
fucking the
him.
guy. She goes, this is the son that's in the music industry? And you go, no, he doesn't know anything about music.
I didn't know that.
He doesn't know anything about music.
Compared to, your brother who's in that industry.
Well, let me tell you something. Squash my chances with her.
Why?
I don't know anything about music. You might have, this guy is a drip. This one? Don't bother talking to that kid.
Well, you know what? Sneaky freak listeners, there have been so many instances where Cam says, I don't need you as a wingman.
I don't need
the last
a
trip a year ago, you were like, boy, why were you hanging around? I was trying to hit on someone. So this time I had nothing to do with you. Oh, and all of a sudden...
There was another moment. I forgot about that.
What?
I was actively trying to talk to someone, and you pull up your fucking... your
pool chair, because I'm in the pool?
Directly behind us.
It wasn't directly behind you.
I walk away from you to go talk to her, and suddenly I hear your voice behind me.
What
the fuck are you doing there?
Your brother and I were talking. We were not, you are thinking that you're the sun and that the earth revolves around you.
No, it's not what I'm thinking.
That's
not what I'm thinking. No, you stick your nose into things. What? Your phone is on?
No, my phone is not.
Yeah, you're clicking and clacking over here.
And the phone was not on. I just forgot to put Do Not Disturb on.
That's exactly what it means to be.
Anyway, the point is nobody wants to hear us argue. I'm just trying to express myself. That I thought that, first of all, I had no idea that you had a big crush on this girl. I thought you just liked her voice like everybody else that was there.
She looks literally like all of my previous ex-girlfriends.
Do I have ESP?
Yes,
No,
you do.
You did not.
Let me share one other experience that we had.
What is this?
This has become a laundry list of complaints from the trip. Okay, so for the sneaky freaks,
Well, do you want to finish that last story?
What's the end of the last story?
Why didn't you ask her for her phone number? I had her Instagram. You could have.
I asked. I didn't ask her. Because at that point the ship had sailed. It was done.
54321. You could have asked.
Well, when you're on a family trip, what are you going to start hitting on people?
Well, then why are you complaining?
It just. I thought you were giving me a layup, and you actually were. You shut me down.
I gave you. What's the opposite of a layup?
It was. I don't know. Interception or some shit.
Yeah, I threw an interception.
You did. You really did.
A pick six.
So went the other way.
I hit a pick six.
Anyway, yeah, I could go into other stories, but I don't know.
Oh, what's the other story? I'd like to know. What?
I'll share two stories. One is another one that kind of shits on you, and the other one is more of a hit on.
Okay.
Okay, so we get on this whale watching boat.
Yes.
Very fun boat.
Oh, you fell in love with the tour guide.
I didn't fall in love with the tour guide.
She's speaking Spanish.
No, you turned to me and you go, "Oh, this is like your ex-girlfriend that you just broke up with that you're experiencing heartbreak over right now."
She reminded me of that.
Yeah, you never even met this person.
But the way you described it, it sounds like she was like the same kind of personality.
You had a moment where he just comes out, she's just like Laura. She's just like the girl that you're experiencing heartbreak over right now. That's not what I need to hear.
All right, well, go on.
Well, you were exactly right. You did have an ESP in that situation.
Oh, see, there
very
you go.
similar, very similar.
The vibe is similar.
Yeah.
You have a certain vibe you like. You like someone who talks a lot.
Not always.
I was looking at the whales and everything, and she did not stop telling me about the habits of whales. I don't care. I just wanted to look at the whales, and that's all I wanted to do was get a good video and a good picture.
She was tremendous.
Great.
You were telling her she needs to go. Everyone's asking her questions about whales. You're telling her what she needs to go. She needs to go to Africa. She needs to go watch this movie about whales.
Yeah, and she was very thankful that I gave her those tips.
You're giving a lot of tips over there.
She was very happy.
All right.
I'm very friendly, Cam. I don't know about you, but I'm very outgoing. And if I think someone's doing a good job, I will tell them on the spot.
Okay, I will say there was a moment during the trip that you completely astounded me.
When was that?
We were in the hot tub.
Oh.
By the way, if you go to one of these all-inclusive retreat things,
yeah.
Retreat?
It's not a retreat. It's called a resort.
A resort, whatever the fuck these things are. It's nuts. People get trapped in this hotel and then they just shove you food down your throat.
It literally is like an episode of White Lotus. It's unreal. They give you so much food and it's always mediocre. And they give you so much alcohol and it's always mediocre at best. I don't even think I think they changed the bottles over because they're like, this is Don Julio.
So at some point,
they gave me 5 shots of Don Julio. I didn't get a buzz. Something's wrong.
Something's wrong. I agree with that. And at some point, you stop drinking and you say, we're going to edibles.
Yeah, it's time to do edibles.
My mother sneaks edibles into Mexico.
I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do that.
What do you mean you're not supposed to do that?
First of all, it looks like any of my ashwagandha gummies
that
are vitamins.
You bring in the microdose gummies that we love so much to Mexico.
Yeah.
You can't survive a week without the microdose.
It's not a survival thing. It's a pleasurable thing, like vibrators during sex.
You're talking about it every night. Finally, the family says, okay, we're going to do the fucking gummies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for you.
At that point, my brother's identity had just been stolen. I had 4 hours of sleep the night before. I couldn't do any edibles. I couldn't do any edibles. But
your sister and your brother and I all loved them.
You did love him. And I will say, we met people in the hot tub and you started doing a Paula Abdul impression that blew my mind.
Uh-huh. We were like we had a guy that was literally like
he started
no
singing.
no boundaries at all.
He started singing.
Well, let's
in the
just talk
about
the hot tub. Let me say something. First of all, the first day we were there, the hot tub was a cold tub. It was a freezing cold tub. It was horrible. I complained to the manager.
You were acting like a real fucking Karen.
But anyway, it got increasingly warmer, but never really heated up until the last day when I was scalding. But the second day we were on it, this guy gets in the hot tub. Clearly, he was very
drunk.
Extroverted and drunk. Okay, very extroverted. Something may have been wrong, but because his dad kept saying, it's a grown man. His dad keeps pushing him away from because he was coming into our space.
All right, I like this kid. Let's not talk shit about him.
I like this kid. He's a good kid, but he was coming in our space, and the dad had to get him back to where he belonged. But the first thing he says when I walk in the pool with your younger brother, who's 28 years old, "Oh, are you two boyfriend and girlfriend?" I'm like, boyfriend and girlfriend? That's never happened to me before, that someone thought Jeremy, your younger brother, by 6 years, and I a couple.
It was a fuck statement.
It was a.
Yeah, I didn't know how to respond to that either. I didn't know if he was joking.
He was not joking.
He definitely wasn't joking.
No.
Anyway, you're on the gummies.
Definitely needed some glasses.
You're on the gummies. He's asking if you guys are dating.
Uh-huh.
And then he says he's a great karaoke singer.
Yeah.
And there happened to be karaoke going on in a different part of the resort at that time that we were not partaking in.
Right. So he decided to do it in the pool. I mean, in the hot tub.
Well, I kind of suggested he bring it there.
Yeah, you did.
So he started singing.
He started. Well, first of all, the song choice. This 24-year-old guy, his song choice is Frank Sinatra.
It kind of was a surprise.
It was a surprise. I thought he was going to do some, Harry Styles song, and he did Frank Sinatra. It was mediocre at best, but it was a good attempt.
What? But your Paula Abdul impression was what?
So then we decided to do like.
You decided to start
American
talking like
Idol.
You decided to make this an American Idol thing.
Yeah, and your brother was Randy Jackson. I was Paula Abdul, and you were Simon Cowell, which I think you did a good job with Simon.
Well, can you give us a rendition of what you sounded like with Paula Abdul?
Oh, this is so good. I've never been so blown away. I feel like it's moved me to tears. And everyone applauded. I loved it. At the moment, it was much better.
You really crushed it in that moment.
I
honestly have never seen you improvise like that before.
I told you, those gummies make me very creative.
This has become a microdose.com ad.
Yeah, let's insert ad here. No, really. They're the right amount of THC and CBD for me.
Yeah.
And I told you it makes me very creative. So I did a slam dunk Paula Abdul.
I think you can use code MOM and you get 30% off of microdose.com.
I highly suggest you try it, no matter what your age is, as long as you're over 21.
Okay. Were there any other highlights of the trip for you?
Oh, my God, yes. Well, first of all, of course, seeing the whales. And I missed every shot because I was too busy trying to take the shot. I couldn't even see it. But they were close to us. They were like jumping out of the water, doing belly flaps. They were adorable.
Okay.
Saw some babies. Anyway, but the last day you convinced us to go on this snorkeling excursion.
That's right.
Well, let's just say that the water was visibility at about 5%.
Okay.
It's not good. 5 feet.
Okay.
And it's freezing cold.
Yeah.
And I am not in the tip-top athletic shape that I once was.
Uh-huh.
So I had to get down the ladder while the waves are flying all over the place. I don't know how I got into the water.
You did it.
Your brother, poor thing, had to tug me like a dead weight. He had to tug me. Well, I wasn't wearing, they didn't give me good flippers. I could barely see. I couldn't see out of the mask they give us. God knows how much COVID was in that. But immediately I get in the water, I had to pee. Of course. I don't understand what happens.
You're peeing constantly in the water.
I know. I hear the water. I see the water. I pee. I piss in the water.
It's unbelievable.
It's
we
unreal.
could not be more opposite here.
I know. How is it that you're so uptight that you cannot pee in the water?
I can't stand the idea of being in this bathing suit and I just pissed all over myself.
Yes.
No.
What do you think?
I can't stand that.
Well, you're swimming downstream from me. What do you think?
I tell you something. When I'm in the water now, because of you, if I see a solo swimmer, I avoid that person like they're like the plague. You know they're pissing by themselves over there.
You know what I'm going to do for the patrons?
What?
I'm going to put on our Patreon-only page the video that your sister took of me walking into the water.
Oh, my God.
Squatting down and peeing in the water. It was very visible to everyone.
It was so fucked up because you went to like the lip of the water. You didn't
want to go into the water. It was cold water.
So you went to where your feet are submerged in the water, and then you try to squat down. You
like
don't.
So
you basically are just pissing in your bathing suit in a squat.
It's a normal function, Cam.
But first...
And don't think that
Where does everyone get permission when they get to the beach? Now everyone can just piss their pants.
Just FYI, if you go to KarenLee Poter TikTok, okay, I asked the question, how many of you pee in the water if you're on the ocean? And I would say 90% said they do it.
I had to get
out. They said there are very few bodies of water that they don't do it.
I had to literally get out of the ocean to go to the bathroom to piss.
I know.
Because I had to pee so badly.
That is insane. And not only that, this happened to you on a scuba diving excursion when they just told you to pee off the side and you couldn't do it.
I don't like it. I could pee off the side of a boat for sure.
You know what they say in scuba diving?
What?
There are only
you forgot?
There are 2 types of scuba divers, okay? those who pee in their wetsuit, and those who lie about it.
Yeah.
Can you believe
There's
I remember
a third.
that? What?
The ones that are too neurotic, they have to go to the bathroom.
That would be you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think as a gesture of kindness to our patrons and those who might be joining us, go join us at patreon.com/sextalkwithmymom.
Thank you. You're going to send them a video of you pissing in the ocean?
I think that nothing would give them more joy.
It was unbelievable how you just shameless.
Shameless. And
Did you know that people knew what you were doing?
People walked right in the line of fire.
Someone behind her, you see in the video, it starts splashing their face with the water. A little girl passed by. What were you doing? Just sitting there squatting and pissing.
Let me just explain why.
Ass out of the water.
The water temperature on this side of the ocean is not good.
It's fine.
It is literally like 70 degrees, and I'm used to a 90-degree pool, okay? So the 20 degrees
Why
or
don't you
30
just piss
degrees.
in the bathroom then? Why are you?
Because it's a long trek, and by the time I get up there, I've already peed in my pants anyway. When you have 3 kids and you're at my age, you're lucky if you can make it to the bathroom. And people on my TikTok said the same thing. It's like a Pavlovian response. It's like a dog. You know, like a dog, when it sees food, it starts drooling. If I see a body of water, now I manage not to pee in a pool. I will never pee in a pool.
I don't piss in a pool.
But I will pee on a lazy river.
A lazy river?
You know, one of these raft rides that I have no control.
That's an exception?
If you're in an inner tube and my ass is in the inner tube, there's pee going to come out. There's
no.
It may not be a full evacuation.
All the time?
I can't handle it.
Do you piss in the shower?
Never. Because then your shower smells like pee. I will not do that. Your dad used to do that and it pissed me off. No pun intended.
This is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting.
It's disgusting, but I'm going to ask our videographers here, Joel and Joseph, admit it. If you're in a body of water,
we're talking an ocean,
not a pool, have you peed? Yeah. All right, both when they were 5 or 6. All right,
5 or 6.
But
they
said yes.
Yeah,
they said yes.
I thought I pissed in bed when I was 5 or 6.
No, you were dry at 18 months. See, that's how I know you're like the opposite of anal with urine. Who is dry at 18 months? Most kids, your sister wasn't dry until she was like 5.
What does it mean to be dry? You're just not pissing your pants?
When you're sleeping.
When you're sleeping?
Yeah.
I'm very proud of this, as you should as well. Thank you for contributing to that, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm glad I'm not alone in this. This is nuts that you just go piss everywhere.
So if you have a partner that you've been with for a while and things are starting to get stale and you want to spice it up, there's nothing better than listening to Dipsy Stories. They bring scenarios to life with immersive soundscapes and realistic characters. For example, Cam, they have even one with a hot yoga instructor.
I'm aware of that one.
You've listened to that how many times already?
Well, actually, they have new content released every week. So in between listening to my favorite stories again and again, you can always find something new to explore.
If you dog-eared that one sexy chapter in a romance novel or an erotica novel, Dipsy can help you get in there in a new way. With Dipsy, you can skip straight to the good parts.
We're talking audio, folks. If you're listening to podcasts, all of these stories are audio. They do have some written stuff, but most of it they're known for is audio.
And it's not one person reading a book. It's literally actors that are professional talking in really sexy, dirty languages. They also have soothing sleep stories, wellness sessions, and sexy stories that you can actually read.
If you are looking for a way to slow down, do some self-care, get into your body, Dipsy Stories is a great way to do that, whether you're alone or with a partner. And right now, for listeners of the show, Dipsy is offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipsystories.com/mom. That's 30 days of full access to all this beautiful erotic audio for free when you go to dipseastories.com/mom. dipsystories.com/mom.
Well,
anyway,
then we had another experience the next night with 2 women who were slightly inebriated.
Very inebriated.
And you know what I love? I love when we can talk about our show and know it for the first time and see people's reactions. Whenever you say the conversation's going to go a certain way.
These girls were fun.
They say, what do you guys do? And we said, we're in podcasting. Oh, what kind of podcast? Well, we do a podcast together. What's the name of it? Sex Talk with My Mom. immediately their response is always like, what? Like they don't hear it at first. Like they have to comprehend that you have a podcast talking about sex with your mother, you know? It's a great icebreaker. Great icebreaker at a party. For those of you listening, you could say, I heard a great podcast called Sex Talk with My Mom. You'll get great attention from whoever you're speaking with. It's like saying, you know, what's your zodiac sign? So anyway, I have a little audio from someone.
You recorded.
Yes, she said to me, I have a problem. I want you to discuss it on the show. It's about ADHD. She goes, I'm on ADHD medications. My husband doesn't know it, which is funny, and that's funny in and of itself.
That is funny. I didn't realize that was.
Yeah, her husband does, but she says she gets vaginal dryness from it.
Huh.
And she wanted to talk about this, and I have a little video.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's an audio. She has to just do the audio, so I'm going to play the audio for you. Here it is.
Be about sex with ADHDers. Why? Because we cannot focus on coming. And coming when we're having sex, we make a grocery list in our head.
Why are you making grocery lists in your head when you should be focusing on your...
ADHD and there's shit to do after we fuck.
She has ADHD and there's shit to do after we fuck.
So she's making grocery lists.
She's doing grocery lists during sex.
You know, this is actually very counter to what I just had heard on the Huberman Lab.
Really? What did you hear on the Huberman Lab?
I heard that they did this study to see during the day when people are like in the moment, like clearly you are all the time.
For what, sex?
No, like right now, are you in the moment? Are you thinking about something else?
I'm in the moment right now.
Yeah.
I'm zeroed in.
Okay, so they kept texting all these people when they're in the moment, when they're not, see where their mind is at. Most of the time people are fucking drifting off from what the activity that they're currently doing.
Okay.
The time that they found consistently people were in the moment during sex.
That's not surprising.
Why is their phone on? And they're texting back during sex.
Who does that?
Someone during this study that they were checking in via text message.
No, that's one time Dee's, who is also ADHD, is focused.
That's right. See?
But because ADHD is when you're into something and you're focused on it, you get hyper focused on it. Like if the kids are watching video games and they're just hyper focused on the video game. They can play video games for hours, but they can't even concentrate on anything besides the bird outside their classroom.
So what's the solution for this lovely lady?
So lovely lady, who I forgot her name, but she was very funny. I would say do your laundry list of things before you start having sex.
Oh, that's a great solution.
Get that off the table. And but she seems like she's always doing some sort of laundry list.
Well, she also said that she was experiencing some dryness related to the ADHD meds.
And then I gave her Uber Lube to save the day.
Uber Lube, our favorite lube. Use code SNEAKY. You'll get 10% off and free shipping. Hello.
And I told her to use some lube and I'll be her new best friend. So hopefully I think she ordered it in the hot tub.
So, Mom, I think it's time to stop talking about our vacation and to jump into the sneaky freak question of the week. What do you think?
I came up with this. Well, actually, I don't think I really came up with it. I think this is something that you and I have talked about over the years. For 7 years, we've talked about the same question.
But we never have outrightly asked the sneaky freaks this, so I thought it was a good question.
Thank you. You actually are giving me a compliment right now.
Very big compliment. I also said your Paul Abdul impression was phenomenal.
2 big compliments.
2 big compliments. All right. Here's the question of the week, which, by the way, you sneaky freak can participate on. Give us a text at
310-356-3920.
All right. This is the question. Have you ever walked in on someone doing the dirty? What went down? Have you ever walked in on someone?
I didn't walk in on someone, but last night, I kid you not, I came up with the question before we went to bed, right?
Okay.
Last night, I was awakened at 2 a.m. to some serious moaning. I mean, my walls to my apartment next door must be super thin, or this girl was super loud, but she was like, I mean, it was loud moaning. It was really... And
was it keeping you up?
It kept me up. I was like, what the hell? I know you get horny when you hear that kind of stuff, but I was not horny at 2 a.m. when I knew I had to get up and do this podcast.
Yeah, in bad times, it's not great.
It went on for a while. That guy next door to me, he's getting some serious action going on there.
Jesus Christ.
So as far as I've talked about when I was doing lewds one time, with your dad, and it was during my college days, senior year, and it was a what's that called, a spring formal, and I had a long dress on, and we were in the elevator, and that's when your dad decided to get horny, and the elevator door opens right in the middle of the whole thing.
So you got walked in on.
Yes.
You didn't walk in on someone.
Well, I said, did I ever walk in on someone? And that was the answer, that sound thing. I haven't actually walked in on anybody having sex.
All right, that's fair.
So I just thought I'd flip the tables.
You turned it just
Have
there.
you had any experience walking in on it?
I'm sure I've walked in on someone having sex.
Well, you
Probably
walked in on me.
sex.
You did walk in on me and your dad.
Yeah, I put that shit out of my mind.
Yeah, and you claimed not to know what was going on, and I walked in. I stopped what I was doing and walked in, and you were on your computer doing work. Of course, you were working.
Literally no recollection of this.
You were in high school.
The only thing I recall, I think one time, I walked in. We had a hot tub area, and I walked in. I thought you guys were fucking.
No, we weren't. What are you, crazy?
That's what I thought.
No, I'm not that wild and nuts. I would never walk in on it.
You fucking piss standing up in the ocean. What do you mean you're not wild and nuts to go fucking a hot tub?
It's different.
All right. Anyway, I will say I've now walked in people having sex, but I've walked in many guys jerking off.
What? Many?
Many guys. There was one.
What is that all about?
First year at
I've never
camp,
heard this ever.
My first year at camp, I slept next to this kid. We'll call him. He had such a goofy name, but we can't use it. We'll call him
George.
George. We'll call him George. George had a masturbation monkey. We called it. He would say.
That monkey is covered in
He would
FDC.
use. I don't know why the fuck he would use this monkey and jerk off with it.
Oh
it was
my
like
God.
It was like a
poor-
stuffed animal monkey.
There was no consent.
No consent. Stuffed animal monkeys. Why not just use his hand though? Why is he using a fucking monkey?
FDC is on the monkey. Fucking dried cum.
So every night,
You don't even respond.
because I know FTC.
Okay.
Every night, I'm hearing the fucking bed creak, and George is going at it with that fucking monkey.
What is with George and this goddamn monkey? I've heard about girls doing this when they're 5 years old with a stuffed animal, but how old are you when this is going on? Like
fucking 12, 13.
Yeah, 12. You're an adolescent. You just have to get off.
The counselors are like, we need to take the monkey away from him. He refuses to take the monkey away.
You know what? Stop. It should be called Spunky.
Spunky.
That's a good one.
So one night, I remember we started hearing the squeaks, and I'm like, God damn it, George is going at it again.
George of the jungle.
And suddenly, you hear like a huge crash.
No, he broke the bed.
This four-post bed has collapsed in on itself. The legs of the bed have come in. The whole bed collapses to the floor.
Oh my
And
God.
George is on the ground
With the monkey?
monkey.
And his dick hanging out. Oh my God. I never heard this story before.
Yeah.
That is outrageous.
Yeah, fucking had to sleep next to that shit.
Gosh.
Disgusting. All right. Let's
So
move
this
on
was
to
going on with more than one person, more than George.
when I was in college, I lived with a guy. I remember we shared the same room, and I don't know why I was getting something under my bed or something, and I hear him come in. He doesn't see that I'm under the bed, and I hear him lock the door.
Why were you under the bed?
I was grabbing something. I was like storage area down there.
What do you mean? How do you squirmed your way under it like
Put my body under there. Got some shit on. I was in college.
It's just a
no room.
coincidence that you happen to be squirmed under the bed when this guy walks
The guy
in and
walks
decides
in,
to whack off.
Fucking immediately locks the door. I'm like, what the fuck are you locking the door for? He's like, oh, I was about to jerk off.
And you're under the mattress that's saying this.
Now under the mattress,
You are under the mattress.
Why are you so concerned about under the mattress?
I just can't understand first of all, it must be filthy under there. And never
it's
been
not
cleaned.
filthy.
Yeah, it's probably never been cleaned. And you're under there looking for what?
It was a storage area.
Okay, but
All right,
what
this
are
is
you
not the
looking
point.
for?
This is not the
What
point.
are you looking for that's possibly
I had
small
maybe
enough?
I fucking had clothes under there or something I was trying to get out. The point is there's a guy masturbating behind me. All right, let's move to the sneaky freaks, can we? Shall we?
Well, I was just going to ask our videographers, Joel and Joseph, if they've ever walked in on someone or vice versa.
Double no.
Double no. Okay.
Moving along.
Moving on.
They probably walked in on each other and don't want to share this.
Guarantee they walked in on each other.
Never.
How has that not happened?
I actually. You don't need to go in there. We know what's going on.
And you guys never had sex with the same person at the same time?
At the same time, same person.
No. Nope. That's another double no. Well,
right. We did not ask for all the
true
consent.
confessions.
Yeah,
we didn't get the true confession. All right.
One episode.
Well, it was all
no. Moving on.
Moving on.
All right, this is from our sneaky freak, Dominic. Dominic says, me and my wife, girlfriend at the time, hi, Jen. We visited one of our couple friends. We knocked at the door. There was no answer. Since we were close friends, we just entered since we heard some noise inside. As we came in the living room, they were right there on the couch doing it. We excused ourselves and told them we would come back later. In the car, we were so turned on that we fucked right then and there in the parking lot, just to learn afterwards that they were looking at us from the apartment.
That's a double duty there.
Love the pod. People are walking in each other. Is that wild?
And I can't even tell you. I asked the same question on my TikTok for KarenLee Poter. I couldn't believe it. 5,000 views on this one. People are going nuts over it. They loved it. I told them to comment, and a lot of them were involving the police.
Really? People are getting walked in on by the police.
I guess it's illegal to be, public nudity.
Oh, yeah. Fucking in a car or something. You can't do that shit. I wonder if I have it.
You're remembering that you were fucking in a car? I fucked in a car.
Two experiences. I got caught by someone, by a security guard. One time I was making out in the parking lot of a JCC.
Wait, you're not allowed to make out in the parking lot of a Jewish community center?
It was closed.
Why can't you make out in the parking lot?
Can't fucking do that shit.
That's not nudity. What a killjoy is that?
Second time I was making out.
Maybe there was an anti-Semite or something.
What? Probably. One time I was hooking up with someone in the car, getting a little naked. And then I was a little naked.
Really?
Like shirts and stuff.
I'm impressed.
Enough with the impress bullshit. Every time I do something sexual, you say you're impressed.
You can't even pee in the ocean. How are you going to take your pants off and have sex?
The pee in the ocean is completely different. The pee in the ocean, I just don't like standing in my own urine.
Okay, so this is more of a tactile thing. I don't stand in my own urine. There are waves. That's why I don't do it in a pool.
There's not waves.
There are waves.
The waves are at your feet. You're just squatted, not with your ass in the water, just sitting there pissing.
First of all.
Like a little duckling.
Yes, that's exactly what Dee's thought. I was floating out like a duckling.
Anyway, back to Dominic. Very sexy experience, it sounds like. I think I'd be turned on by seeing some friends fucking. Maybe. Depends which friends. Probably not. I think I prefer the strangers. Moving on.
Okay.
Victoria says, I walked in on my partner masturbating while standing behind the bedroom door. He said it's a more intense orgasm while standing. The door is now locked during this activity. Okay. First of all, again, someone walking in on someone else masturbating.
Okay.
This is a thing. Second of all, what's he doing behind the door? Why not standing anywhere else in the room?
And that is a good thing. What's with that? Mountain pose on the door or something?
Behind the door. You open the door and someone's behind the door jerking off? I would be.
He's lucky if he didn't slam the door right on his dick.
I like that the solution is just lock the door. That makes sense. Maybe he was trying to hide behind the door.
People feel shame about masturbating.
Yeah.
For no reason. I think it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. He said it's a more intense orgasm while standing. I happen to agree with this.
No, you don't, because I know what you do. You sit on the toilet when you do it.
I don't sit on the toilet. I'm standing.
When you never expressed that you were not sitting. So you're standing. You're standing up and aiming
into the toilet.
Aiming into the toilet.
Like a urinal.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This visual is not something I want to think about. Go on.
You keep bringing it up.
I just don't understand the need to do it on a toilet.
Where are you going to ejaculate where?
You need a monkey.
I need a masturbation monkey.
You need a spunky.
A spunky. It's true. Maybe now I understand.
Now you get it. We should come up with that. George, the spooge monkey.
The splooge monkey? This is our first merch. Our merch in a long time is going to be a monkey that you could jerk off into. Such a weird thing that he did. All right, Drew says...
Joel and Joseph are dying right now.
Drew says, I've walked in on too many people. Haha. Parents, wife, friends, randos.
Did he ever think about knocking? What is going on with... Who is this?
He goes, the wife, not cheating, was being fucked by a coworker of hers. Mom was being fucked by a coworker of hers. Friends were lesbians and 69ing. He had a lot of experiences. What is he doing that he's walking into all these places?
I don't know. Why isn't he knocking?
At some point, it becomes it comes to the person, you know?
Well, I kind of walked in on someone peeing the other day in the restaurant the other night.
What? Oh my
another
God.
pee story. I am having problems with my bladder.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, let me tell you that I walked in and the door doesn't lock. You knew the door didn't lock to the single bathroom.
Yeah, I told you. Be careful. The door doesn't lock.
All right, so I had a long dress on, okay? I had to go to the bathroom. The door doesn't lock to this co-ed bathroom. And I had to squat over. I don't want to put my ass on a toilet seat, so I'm squatting over the toilet, holding my dress up in one hand, holding the door in the other hand, and I guess I missed the toilet.
She pissed all over the floor.
Yes!
Again.
And your sister wouldn't go in there after I told her.
Oh, I wonder why. You just pissed all over the floor.
No, I had to go.
There's no ocean this time.
What was I supposed to do? Try peeing holding up the door?
I agree. It
literally is impossible to do that.
It sounds challenging. I think at that point, though, maybe it's worth it to hold it, or maybe it's worth
impossible.
Or maybe it's worth it to just sit on the toilet.
No.
And let someone come in if God forbid they come in.
And how do you keep the door closed if you're sitting on a toilet?
You could ask someone to watch it. I don't know. You were in a tough situation.
It was a tough call, and I guess I made it, and then I got the fuck out. Time to go, kids.
Time to go.
You try having 3 kids.
I'm not going to have 3 kids. And Justin says, I walked in on my parents together, plus the bonus of walking in on my mom with her second husband, and then my dad with his second wife.
What?
The only pairing I haven't walked in on are my stepdad and my stepmother, although who knows, anything can happen. I've also walked in on my older sister and my friend who I thought she hated, as well as that same sister blowing my stepbrother. And last but not least, I have walked in on my wife and my ex-wife with other people, although never with each other, although once again, not out of the realm of possibility. And last but not least, from one point of remove, we have this. My mother walked in on my older sister and my ex-wife just post-coitus.
What? Okay.
Naked, flushed, entangled, sweaty, but not actively doing the deed. Just for demographics, every person in this recitation is at least a college grad and several lawyers and doctors.
Okay, so first of all, what is this guy's name?
Justin.
You need to do the following activity the next time you see a closed door. You knock on it. You don't just barge the doors open.
Why? I mean, it's literally every combination of his family that you could think of.
And he's college educated. Well, what difference does that make in terms of etiquette? It's called knocking on a door.
It sounds like
announcing his presence.
Justin, like sneaks. Drew, I think there's an issue here with the person at hand. I don't think it's the people fucking. Well, maybe he could be in very progressive circles that just don't give a fuck and they just fuck wherever.
No,
you know?
I don't think that's the case. It sounds like he just keeps walking in on people like crazy, and he needs to knock on the door. Unless the doors were all wide open, and then it's on them.
If you walked in on me having sex, what would you do?
Clap.
Yeah, great. That's exactly what I thought you were going to say, and that's another reason why that will never happen.
Thank the Lord. That's one thing I can take a pass on. Walking in on, and you, your sister, your brother, I don't need to see any of that.
I don't want to see any of that shit either.
But you, never mind.
What?
No, you walked in on me and your dad, and you never heard of the door.
Literally don't
knocking on the door.
I must have been like 4.
Because I said, we're sleeping. And you go, yeah, right, Mom. You're acting like you don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
I literally have no recollection of this whatsoever.
You know what I think a better question would be to all these people? Did you keep going after you've been walked in on?
Oh, very good question.
Because your dad wanted to keep going.
But once again, the question of the week was not about if they had been walked in on. It's if they walked in on someone. Maybe next week we do.
We're going to
walked in on, and did you keep going?
Exactly, and did you keep going? The operative word is going.
Yeah, going. Mother, I think we come to the end of that little segment of the Sneaky Freak Question of the Week.
Yeah.
Thank you to all of those who've contributed. That was very fun.
We got a lot of other answers, but we just don't have time for everybody.
We don't got time for it
all.
So
if you want to get more info and want to hear more responses, you go to our Patreon page. I can't guarantee I'll put all the responses on there, but sometimes I put some responses on there.
Patreon.com/sextalkwithmom is a wonderful way to help us out. It gives us a little financial boost that lets us record in this dope-ass studio. Shout out to Dr. Self Tapes.
And what do they get? They get to be on Zoom Patreon parties if they want to, or you get a video of me peeing in the ocean, which is priceless.
Just priceless.
Yeah, someone just contacted me saying they want to help me with my OnlyFans page.
What did they say over there?
I just got a whole email from them telling me they'd help. And I'm like, well, where do they get the idea that I have an OnlyFans page? Because I don't have an OnlyFans page.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So maybe I do have an OnlyFans page and I don't know that I have an OnlyFans page because somebody's taken my identity like they took your brother's identity. I did get something else that I wanted to... Are we on the hit on or shit on segment? Because I got a couple that I'd like to...
We're on the hit on or shit on. What do you got this week, Mother? By the way, for those just tuning in, the hit on or shit on segment is where we take your wonderful comments and questions, wherever you're listening to this, and we determine if they're a hit on or a shit on. Moot?
I've been friends with this guy on Instagram for a while, and today I wake up to this. We should have sex. Heart, eggplant, heart, I love you forever. Smile, smile. What is that?
Why are you friends with him on TikTok for a while?
I don't know. I just was friends with him on not on TikTok, on Instagram.
Who is this guy?
I don't know. So that was kind of disturbing.
Okay.
Oh, here's the...
That's happening. I think that's a hit on.
I guess it was a hit
trying to have
but
sex.
It was annoying as fuck. And then there's another one here that I had. It's a Instagram post again, a message request. How would you like if I met you in person and I gave you a foot rub with moisturizer? I brought that up. I think that's a hit on.
That is a hit on. Someone offering a nice foot rub with moisturizer.
But why did they add the moisturizer? That's very specific.
I think it's a nice touch actually.
To add the moisturizer?
I much prefer a foot rub with a moisturizer than a non.
Yeah. But what if I wanted like massage oil? What the hell? I mean, who wants their moisturizer?
Oh, so now you're getting selective on what it's going to be.
Yes. Well, anyway, I guess that was a hit on as well.
It's a hit on. So far, we got 2 hit ons for you.
I have a lot of shit ons, but I'm not even going to mention it because we have to get to the most important.
Because they all are usually shitting on me.
I just thought I want to real briefly tell you the most important mom's news I've had in a while.
Mom's news.
Mom's news.
Mom's news. Mom's news is a segment of the show where my mother shares earth-shattering, groundbreaking, need-to-know info. Mother, what do we got this week?
What instrument would you think was named the best musician in bed?
I think you've done this multiple times
No,
now.
I've never done it. So if I did it, do you remember what it was?
Probably saxophonist.
That's what I thought you were going to say. It's not saxophonist.
What is it?
Trombonist.
Why? Wait, what? First of all, why is this mom's news? Where is this coming from? Why is this news at all?
It's from The Mirror.
Okay, UK tabloid.
And it's very interesting to me because my father was a trombonist.
So you think you were conceived because of his...
Apparently that is the sexiest instrument.
Wow.
Yep. It might have something to do with the way their lips are, but I can read you the top 10 other instruments and you tell me if you agree.
This is this is the sexiest instrument?
Apparently.
It was like a survey or something?
Yep. Survey says guitar.
Okay.
At 14%. The French horn at 14%. The saxophonist.
The French horn I can get behind.
Why the French horn?
I think that's a sexy instrument.
Really?
Yeah.
The shape of it?
A woman playing the French horn, I can get down with it.
What if they were naked?
Sure. I think there's something unusual about that. I was attracted to the guitarist. She was a...
Well... Yeah, that she was a good... I always wonder about if someone's good in bed, if they can play the guitar really fast with their fingers.
Yeah, I think it's more...
They got to be really good in bed.
It's more useful, I think, for a woman, for a Volvo owner.
I don't know why you say that. You can think about it in terms of...
I don't need someone fiddling with my dick.
Fiddle, get it?
Yeah.
Just, it's funny. Anyway, I remember Dee's, my boyfriend went out one day and purchased a saxophone.
Trying to improve his sexiness.
Yes, he tried to, but he never practiced and never had a lesson, so he returned it. But the thought was there. Anyway, I think it's like a known urban legend that it's the saxophone, when in fact it's apparently the trombone.
Wow.
You have to have certain lip formation for all these instruments.
Okay.
And I thought I'd skip down to the unsexiest instruments.
Mom's news has become Mom's very boring.
The bottom 5, I'm just going to tell you the number 1 unsexy instrument to play. Do you want to take a guess?
The recorder?
No, but no.
The piccolo?
No.
What?
No. The tuba. tuba.
We've 100% had this conversation before.
No,
Mom.
we didn't.
I knew about the tuba being the unsexiest.
And the second would be the accordion.
That is fully wrong. If there's any instrument that I would like to learn how to play, it's the Spanish guitar and then the accordion.
Well, one is sexy and one apparently is unsexy, and that's the accordion. And I think it would be really unsexy for you to walk around with this piano on your stomach, hanging by a strap on your shoulder.
I love that shit. You know, I would include that in my clown bits. It would be phenomenal.
So that was Mom's News.
Mom's News.
Mom's News. Mom's News.
I want to say thank you to all of you listeners out there. We had a couple that texted in two things I wanted to share. One was Emma. She says she's a longtime listener, first-time texter. She just wanted to get Karen's opinions on the Panasonic multi-shape. Seems like they stole the idea but took away the pleasure aspect and just let you swap between a toothbrush and a hair hygiene brush.
Who is this?
Emma.
I told you I've got a genius idea, and I'm glad that they weren't able to.
They were too scared to make it.
They're too scared to make it. But what I'm proposing to do, and anyone that's a sneaky freak listener that wants to help me with this production, I want to make an electric toothbrush that has different heads. So one will be a toothbrush head, and the other can be swapped out for more of a rounded silicone head.
Who wants to put the thing they're shoving in their vag in their mouth?
No, I'm not telling you to put it in your vag. I'm telling you to use it on your clit.
Oh, it's a clit stimulator.
It's a clit stimulator.
Mom, I think it's a great idea.
And you know what? It's constantly getting charged up when you brush your teeth.
I think it's a great idea.
And it's
very discreet.
You might even get some cleanliness going with the toothpaste remains that are on the on the handle. Anyway, thank you, Emma, for that. Bit of info.
So you're not concerned about the Panasonic multi-shape? You think that's a missed opportunity on their end?
They're of course worried about other people going to think about them.
Yep. How about Cassie, one of our favorites?
Cassie, thank you 100% again for that beautiful bottle of Conniption gin. She sent it to me. I cannot wait to try it. I'm saving it for New Year's Eve.
Wow.
And it's the most gorgeous packaging, and it had a beautiful shot glass, and even the tonic water was just gorgeous.
And she is the distiller. How
She's
amazing
a distiller, is that? And it's a cool brand. And I used to love gin, so I can't wait to try this.
It's very cool. Thank you, Cassie. And thank you to all of our Patreon members who make this such a wonderful community for us. We're very grateful
so
for
much.
You fill our hearts, and you make us better people, honestly.
I know. It's true. Our patrons are the best. Patreon.com/sextalkwithmom if you guys want to become a wonderful patron.
And thank you to everyone else who's been listening, chiming in with your comments.
And sharing it with people that have shared it with their friends. It's a great icebreaker.
We love you guys.
We love you, and thank you for doing that. And thank you for rating us on ratethispodcast.com or anywhere else you listen to podcasts.
Ratethispodcast.com/mom.
Thanks for following us on TikTok.
Mom?
Yes?
Wrap it up.
And basically, thank you for everything you do. We love our little community of sneaky freaks, and hopefully that you will join us again this year.
Mom, this
another
is not wrapping
sneaky
it up.
freak year.
Wrap it up.
And let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and feeling comfortable enough to have the pee in your knees.
Okay. I'm actually surprised that rhymed.
It rhymed and it was relevant.
We're off to a great start to the year, Mother.
I love it. And I love my partner here.
Happy New Year. Love you.
Happy New Year, you guys. We couldn't do without you.
Bye.
Bye.
You were listening to a Pleasure Podcast. For more from our Sex Podcast Collective, visit pleasurepodcasts.com.